Well then, it has been some time now, hasn't it, since my last upload, and well, first off, I am sorry about that, but stuff that's going on in my life at the moment is keeping me pretty busy. It's keeping my mind very, very, very full at the moment. It's just been one of those things, I suppose. But I thought I just, quickly update as to what it is that I'm doing, what I'm playing. Well, obviously, Assassin's Creed Origins is one of those, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts, particularly about this game. And how Ubisoft has well, in my opinion, they have absolutely saved Assassin's Creed, the series as a whole, with this game, because in my mind it is just it's mind-blowing how much thought they put into it, how unbelievably awesome that this game is. I'm so impressed. It has exceeded my expectations wildly. I was actually a little bit reluctant in buying it. I decided to purchase it maybe a week or but it was about a week after it released, and instantly I just got hooked on it. It was the combat system, I suppose, in particular, that just that whole fresh look at how the combat works. It has just re-engaged me completely. I'm so impressed. So yeah, what I was gonna do in this quick video is sort of run through sort of my thoughts on the game, what I'm up to now at level 40, and what I think is a good gear setup. And in the meantime, I'll just be playing I'll be playing the game in the background, just for some extra entertainment. So this is just a random side quest that I had in my log after completing the game, and in terms of weapons, and all that sort of stuff. This is my gear setup page at the moment. What I'm rocking is, of course, a Predator bow. I think the Predator bow is just super OP, and as soon as you combine that with the skill, now let me see, enhanced Predator bow here on the left side, in the hunter skill tree, you have the ability to control the arrow mid-flight. So it reminded me of Heavenly Sword, which is that PS3 game that released as soon as the PS3 console launched. And this is just the strongest bow in the game in my mind. The other bow I'm comboing with that is a light bow, and it's got health on hit and adrenaline on kill. So what I'm doing there is, I'm using that at mid to long range. One, if I'm low on health, I whip this out, and two, it helps me build adrenaline really, really quickly. And of course, in melee range, I'm using Mustafa's blade due to its instant charging ability. That this sword is just it's the best sword in my opinion. Despite there may be other swords out there like Conductor of Souls, which is the first reward from the Trials of the Gods. This health on kill trait or perk is quite handy, and the base perks also, their critical hit rate and combo multiplier, I gather, are quite good. The levels, 3 out of 4 is quite decent for both those perks. The other swords, Hepsefe's sword, that's a decent one that you attain after you sort of get to the far end of the game. It's decent, but I often found I sort of set myself on fire quite a lot, which is something out of my control, and I always want to be in control of the gameplay. And yeah, the dual swords is something that's it's sort of my gameplay style, I suppose. I like to be quick and agile, and these allow me to sort of do that. The Fatal Duet is my favorite legendary dual swords at the moment. I don't have many. I've only got 2 legendaries, but I'm sure there must be another 3rd or 4th at least. But this is my favorite because one, I get health on kill, and the adrenaline regeneration is pretty decent, and the adrenaline on kill is really good. So what I basically find myself never ending of adrenaline. So what I would usually do, because this has instant charging on the sword, I would use that to sort of get rid of the shield on an enemy so that they are vulnerable to further attacks. I'll switch to the dual sword, get a couple strikes in, refill my adrenaline bar, switch back to the sword, use that adrenal skill, instantly kill another enemy, and it just sort of, you know, it's a constant loop like that. It just works really, really well for me. It's super strong. In terms of the shield, health on parry, it's quite nice. I like that. The sleep on block is alright, and the bleeding on block is alright as well. But I guess the compendium is the compendium is probably the better shield to take. But I'm using reinforced shield just for that extra health, I suppose. I don't think the shield is really quite as important as what you use in your main hand. But it seems like my allies here have just cleared out this camp for me, so I won't complain. But yeah, I'll make my way over to. Oh no, I am at the side quest, of course. I forgot that. But yeah, that's really my thoughts in a nutshell about the gear. I would like to, of course, showcase myself using this gear in a couple of fights. So I might well just skip ahead in the video now until I find myself in a nice engagement to showcase what I've been blabbering on about for the last 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, the other thing about something quickly to mention about the combat is that when you're on horseback, you're actually super strong. Sometimes, you know, it's better to be on horseback than it is on foot rather. That's especially true when you're fighting animals. Lions and cheetahs, definitely easier. I definitely would recommend being on horseback or camelback even for that. God damn, if there's one thing I hate in this game, it's the damn snakes. They scare the living hell out of me. Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to quickly mention was that the side quests are deep and meaningful. And they're quite long as well, you know, so you have to have a bit of time to invest into them. That's gotta do it. Yeah, the side quests they have depth to them. They're not sort of as they were back in AC1 or 2, just sort of basic assassination contracts, as it were. Yeah, so I mean, first we have to free the adults from that Roman camp, and then we had to go find the children because they gave us the lead that they were at this temple. We had an investigation zone to sort of work out, you know, what was going on at that temple, where the kid was. And now that we have found that kid, he has informed us that his sister's elsewhere. She went to go get help, but she never came back, and it's been hours. So he's worried about her, and he sends us off to find her. So it's, you know what I mean. So it's yeah, smoke coming from the camp. It's all these little fine details, you know, that sort of accumulate to great things in my mind. Yeah, that's just another thing that Ubisoft have absolutely nailed on the head. Yeah, I mean, okay, cliffhangers. So let's demonstrate the climbing features that they've implemented here. If this is a cliffhanger here, I think it is. Yep, there we are. You see what I mean? Look how. Oh, well. Maybe I spoke too soon. I'm in it. That hasn't happened to me before, where I'm now just completely stuck. Shit. Okay, I have to dodge. So maybe that's something that many of you guys don't know, is that, you know, you can actually dodge roll after falling from a great height by pressing square. It will reduce the amount of health that you lose, which is something that I only discovered when I reached something like level 30 or so. But yeah, I mean, this whole climbing thing element. God damn it! He says this just while he can't get up there. God damn it! There we are. Yeah, it's so sick. I love it. I mean, look, what game? What can you think of it? Another game that has this kind of functionality, that kind of element put into it. Horizon definitely doesn't, because Horizon Zero Dawn requires you to find those yellow sort of indicators on the cliffs, on the rocks, or the sort of the little cliffs with bird shit all over. You know what I mean? There's no other game in my mind that's invested this amount of work into making the free running aspect so rich and deep. It's so awesome. Yeah, so I wanted to touch on DLC as well for the game. I mean, I gather that there's 2 releases scheduled. I expect them to be pretty chunky releases, DLC packages as well, because the main game itself took me about 50 hours to complete, because there's just so much to do in between every primary quest. That the map is just so well populated with side quests and collectibles and what have you, which is really awesome. Now this is a huge fort by the looks of it, and this is a nice place to showcase the combat system, I suppose. So let's use Senu to check out the surroundings. Senu, I was a little bit skeptical with Senu when I first picked up the game, because her sort of ability to pick up enemies and loot crates and what have you was really limited. So it wouldn't allow me to pick up enemies until I was about, you see this guy here that I'm pointing at, it wouldn't allow me to pick him up until I was about this sort of close to him. But you saw as soon as I honed in with Senu now, all of these guys appeared, and her sort of her ability to recognize enemies and what have you is way increased now, because I've synchronized with so many more viewpoints. Viewpoints basically increase her radius, her detection radius. So yeah, Eagle Vision of course was the go-to thing with previous Assassin's Creed games, and that allowed you to see through walls and enemies surrounding you at the touch of a button, compared to using an eagle like this. But the benefit of using an eagle, of course, is you can fly around like this, check out the surroundings without being detected in any way, which is really nice. So yeah, this looks pretty badass. This is a perfect place to showcase the stealth and the combat. So I'm gonna do as well as I can in terms of stealth, hold it together for as long as I can. Usually it's just a question of using the predator bow. That's certainly the best way to stay in stealth. But if an enemy does detect you, he won't necessarily notify his friends. They've got quite a large radius. So I mean, what I'm trying to say is that it's not a disaster. If you do get detected, you can always manage the situation. So I don't want to really necessarily allow these guys to detect that their friend is now dead. So I'm going to chuck him in there, and then start free climbing up. I want to go up to my friend up here, and as soon as he turns around, I will make that move. But of course I overextended there too far. So let's use my attack here.
I like the beacon.
And yeah, of course, so his friend there was gonna light the beacon. I couldn't let that happen. Sugar, stay still, mate. So I managed to control that situation there, only just. So I think we're free of enemies in this little segment. Oh yeah, let's see if I can demonstrate this. Look at that. I love how the fabric, how that flag, you're able to go underneath that flag. I mean, that's just another small detail there, but it's just all this small sort of details add up to quite a lot, you know. Right, let's see if we can take out our friend there to the right now. But his friend over there will see us unless I try something a little bit sketchy. Right, let's do it.
Hey, what's it?
There we go. Plan worked. Let's go over here because I want to take out that guy at the watchtower. And of course I'm going to resort to my predator bow because it's just easy mode. Otherwise I would have had to wait there for some time. I just want to use Senu, double check everything here. Looks like I've got I've marked every enemy that I need to. don't need to worry about those guys out there necessarily. What I could do actually is sabotage the oh, hey mate. I'm gonna sabotage the, what's it called? That thing right there, the flaming giant bonfire thing. My mind's gone blank. Okay, right, I'm just gonna wait for my opportunity here. I will most likely climb out this window here. Yep. If that wasn't so awkward. That was a little bit lame because I thought that when I climbed out the window I would have had that. He wouldn't have just climbed out of it straight away. He wouldn't have hung around on the other side of it. He would have gone for the kill straight away. I don't know. I'll go for that guy right ahead of me. That, with the yellow icon, the officer or the commander, whoever it might be. Let's get the high ground, I suppose. What I'm going to do is check whether I can one-hit kill with the Predator bow. No, I certainly cannot. That guy is a pretty big, chunky dude. Can I one-hit kill this guy? Yep. So let's see. He's the captain I got to deal with now. That's the last big guy there. What I'm going to do is try to get a stealth kill on him, a stealth attack on him rather.
Hey,
Alright, time to showcase the combat.
think we can deal with virgins like you? Die! You're dead! You're finished! You're dead!
Yeah, so that was the smoke bombs were a bit of a cheats. So I felt it did feel a little bit cheeky by putting down 2 smoke bombs, but I got it. You know, you got it. If you want to be good at the game, you have to use everything that you have at your disposal, I suppose. And I'm just going to mop up all the rest of the kills, I suppose, because I think everyone else is pretty well scattered out, so we can really just go for it. I think the Predator bow has a range of about 80 meters. I think this should do it. Shit, I missed him. And I hit his shield there, that sucked. Right, screw it, I don't need to worry about that last guy. Nice, so that was just a side quest, and that was quite a lot of XP for that side quest, probably given that it took quite a while. So that, I think, all in all, is a very quick summary of what I think of the game, and obviously it's very, very positive. I would really recommend, if you haven't done so already, save the money to purchase this game, because I think it's not an investment, but I think it's I think you get a little bang for buck because the amount of gameplay time involved per dollar or per pound, whatever your currency is, I think it's high. I think it's good. So yeah, I mean that'll summarize the video. Thank you very much for checking in. Yeah, I mean look at the environment right now. It's so badass, and of course it's got a photo mode as well. Really awesome. Maybe I'll make this for the thumbnail. Who knows? Why not? I need to be standing the other way though. Damn it. Nah, that'll do. That's pretty cool. I like that. Lots of room for text in the middle as well. Nice. All right. So yeah, thanks again. I hope that I'll be posting something up again soon, sooner rather than later, and I hope that you do continue to watch these videos. All right. Many thanks. Take care. Bye bye.